We get tired of that, trying to convince and persuade other people. There are men and individuals who have the power, the intellect, and the knowledge, and the ability to bring about massive change in society. These individuals have the ability to do that. And they're no longer going to wait on the masses of people to just all of a sudden wake up. They're going to implement positive change by the power of the ancestors and the power of the Neteru, the Netters. They're going to use the power of nature and invoke these spirits to bring about a massive change of our society. So we're not going to wait anymore. So there will be pharaohs, there will be paharus, there will be awakened Asiatic black men and women who will stand up to position to bring about massive change for society and humanity. That is going to happen. Because if we're just waiting on people to wake up, they're not going to wake up. They don't want to give up the materialism. They do not want to give up their attachment to white supremacy, their attachment to imperialism and colonialism. They don't want to give those things up. So if they're not going to give it up, that means people who have more power than all of these Europeans and his trickery, all of this system, they have more power than that because they are in tune with the divine. And they're going to bring that divine energy to this plane and manifest and change society. There are men who stand forth to do those things today. And those men will be the gods of this time. They will stand forth to shine that light. But they will be just in their position because the ancestors will only back the just. The ancestors and the forces of nature and the universal laws will only back just people as it backed us in our ancient Kemetic societies. We were backed by nature. We would not have been able to do that without the power of the elemental forces to back us. So those same forces and powers are going to back us today to bring about the change that is necessary. So we don't need the people who are caught up in their ambitions and gluttons and greeds in this particular matrix, as it is so called. We don't need them to substantiate or put their stamp on the waking up of the divine people, the waking up of humanity. As long as we wait for them to put their stamp on it, we'll be waiting for a few more eons and more eons. Because some of them are very stubborn and very rigid in their positions. They don't want to give up their seats of ignorance. They don't want to give up their seats of injustice. So since they refuse to let those positions go, how much are we going to keep begging them and trying to persuade them and convince them? The time is over with for that. Now the divine ones are now coming into power to bring about change. And it will come from those who may appear to be leaders. But it's beyond leadership because we are going to be the examples. A leader is one who seeks for other people to follow, to direct people as a position of authority. We're not talking about that. We're talking about an exemplification of divine knowledge, intellect, and wisdom being manifested through human beings. So this is not a leader-follower type situation. This is a manifestation of the divine. That's something that has to be seen. So this divine is going to act through human beings to bring forth that divine movement that's going to be the change of humanity. So we got to look at that. So now we're not going to use his positions or look to him or look to his society. We need to let that come to an end. We're no longer going to talk or dwell or move within the framework of his institutionalization. We're through with that. We're going to come and we're going to invoke the power and the forces of the universe to protect us and back us in making these profound changes to become elevated. If we didn't need him to build the pyramids, we don't need him now to build the advanced civilization that's going to awaken today. So now it is not a matter of hatred of Europeans. Black supremacy is not hatred of Europeans, but it's a realization of the supreme black state of the black man to manifest God on earth as he once did. All of the cultures and all of the learnings of this European has come from the original black man, even from the Chinaman, even from the Hindu. It has all come from the original black man, the maker and owner of the planet Earth. We are the father of civilization. So we are not going to look down upon our children and hate them, but we will realize our supreme responsibility from being in the image and likeness of nature, the manifestation of the mud and the soil and the trees. That's who and what we are. So by being in that position, it is our responsibility to guide humanity as an example. So we can't depend on our wicked and stubborn children to decide they're going to